What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James ThnxCya and welcome back today to Roblox. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today it is time to jump back into my restaurant, and oh my goodness, it has been a little while since we've played this game. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing okay today. The good news is, unfortunately, although there hasn't actually been any content updates in my restaurant now for over 2 weeks, I do have some information to share with you guys about what we can expect in the next couple of days. So this was information literally just released today. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to show you everything to do with that. And I've also got a design idea that I want to try out on one of my floors, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. So yeah, how's everyone doing? As you can see, the restaurant really hasn't changed that much since the last time we were here. So I haven't been like playing a super duper amount, but I have jumped in every day or two, you know, to hit my wells, to hit the shrine, you know, and just kind of see if we can get a little bit of cash in the background. So we have $11 million, which I was basically trying to save up for the next update. So we'll talk about that in just a second, but nothing really much has changed inside here. Of course, we do have floor 9, but there's absolutely nothing in here. So we're going to do something in here a little bit later on in the episode, but if you guys remember, I think it was over a couple of weeks ago. In case you didn't see it, let me just pop it up on the screen. There it is. This is Preston, so he's like the super big boss of big games, and he said the next update to my restaurant is going to be the most insane feat any game on Roblox has ever pulled off, ever. It's going to change everything. To be honest, that's a pretty big tweet. Those are some big words. Well, we now know what Preston was talking about. So yeah, as much as I was hoping for, you know, weekly updates, you know, lots of new content for the game, lots of items, design things and stuff, it does seem the big games over the past couple of weeks have been working really hard on this specific update. Well, you're probably thinking, what on earth are they talking about? This is what they're talking about. So this was a tweet that was posted today by Big Games, and it says here, for the first time in Roblox history, experience a live cross-server marketplace and economy in the next update for my restaurant. We're excited to share more about this very soon. So yeah, there's the little picture. This is going to be a brand new building inside my restaurant, hopefully coming out in the next few days. And I read this and I was like, wait a second. You know, being someone that has played and still plays like an awful lot of Bee Swarm Simulator, just as an example, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, you know, something like Bee Swarm has had a market boost system in the game now for months and months and months, and that is essentially a cross-server machine where the prices fluctuate depending on what players are buying, and you could kind of argue that that is a cross-server marketplace. But I think the My Restaurant version is a little bit different. And then Big Games went on to say this. They say exclusive limited items will drop every week which have a limited stock. Only a certain amount will ever exist. These items can be sold in real time to players around the world, even when you are offline. It's trading on a whole new level. So, like, where I think this differs compared to something like Bee Swarm is these are actually physical items in the game that you can offer up in a marketplace. So if anyone has ever played any MMO style games, this is pretty much how MMOs work, in that you have like a marketplace, you have an item, you can put it in there, you can set the price, you can make it cheaper or more expensive than some other person, and also, if you've ever used items in the catalog on Roblox, sometimes Roblox release limited items where they only sell a certain amount of them. So obviously there are some crazy like rare ones, you know, like the Dominus and stuff, you know, only like a few people have got those, and because only a few people have got those, the prices are really, really high. So it's kind of combining like an MMO style trading system with a Roblox limited item feature, and using all of that inside my restaurant to have very rare items that only a few people will actually have in their restaurants, or the ability for those people to then sell those items, I guess, to make a profit. It sounds pretty complicated. So you're probably thinking like, well, what on earth are these limited items going to be? So first thing that I would say is that I would highly imagine that all of these are going to be available just for in-game money. I don't think there'll be Robux or anything like that. I think it will just be in straight up dollars, and you know, certain items are going to be more expensive and certain items are going to be cheaper. It really depends on how many of those items they are going to allow to be bought. So secondly, you're probably thinking, well, you know, what kind of items are these things going to be? So I was thinking about this, and I actually don't know, but I'm kind of just speculating that it's probably going to be either items that have a specific and unique function, maybe something like an item that gives you like boosts, something like a wishing well maybe, or it's going to be special decorative items that may give you a boost, but they also just look fancy in your restaurant. You see, the thing is, I don't think they'd be able to do like a special chair or whatever unless it did something, because if you're going to want to buy a chair, you're going to want to buy like 20 chairs. I guess you could technically if you had the coins, but I think it's going to be a way to not only have like special and rare items in your game that only a certain amount of people can ever own, but it might also be a chance to have those extra boost items if they actually have boosts on them, to basically progress through the game a bit quicker. So, you know, maybe they might have something like a golden slot machine, and maybe there'll only ever be like 1,000 of those released, and maybe they'll be super duper expensive, and then maybe someone will sell it for even more than they paid for it. I have no idea. But that's kind of like the gist of it, I think. So I suppose when this update comes out, and I think it's probably going to come out, they haven't set like a release date, but from what I read, it might be sometime this week, sorry, next week, like early next week, which is good news because it sounds pretty cool. But it is like a big old trading system, and this, to be honest, was probably the last thing that I expected in like a sort of like a restaurant building tycoon style game. It's not normally the kind of thing that you would have in this type of thing, but if it does work, it would be quite interesting to see other games and, you know, see how, if anyone actually tries to incorporate into their games and stuff. If they get it right, I think it could be pretty cool, and you could have this entire like in-game economy with these super cool items. So I guess now is the time if you want to try and, you know, get some items. Probably now is the time to start saving up some coins. I'm sure there's going to be like really expensive things, then maybe some cheaper things. But yeah, we'll take a look at that when it comes out. Anyway, the other plan for today's episode was something that I saw on Twitter, and I thought, you know what, that's actually really cool. So I got a tweet by this dude, his name is Levi Ackerman, and he said, I had no theme for my 8th floor, so I combined the themes of my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th together. It actually doesn't look bad. So I saw this and I was like, that's actually a pretty cool idea, so I'm going to steal it and do it in a video. But yeah, there's a really cool idea, so thank you so much for tweeting that in. Yeah, what they've done is they basically divided the room into 4 and then have like each side of the floor in a different theme and color from previous floors on their restaurant. And I thought this was such a cool idea, and I want to try and do it myself in our restaurant. And fortunately, we have a blank level 9. Awesome. So I suppose the big question is, which type of floor do we pick? We've got like a bunch of different floors with different color schemes and different styles. We've got like a really red one here, and then the next floor up is kind of like a blue type thing, and then we go to floor 4, completely different. We've got like the pinks, and then we go up to number 5 and we've got an outdoor area, and then we go up to number 6. We have our sort of diner style thing. We go up to number 7. We have our casino. And then at number 8, we have our desert shrine. So we need to basically pick 4 different color schemes, and then we'll go with the items from those color schemes. So I kind of want things that contrast with each other, and I want it to just be like ridiculously colorful. I think that's what we're going to try and do here. So the big problem with this game is sometimes trying to find out where the middle of the floor is. So yeah, let me I don't know, let's just go with, let's just put these dirt tiles down for a second. I think it's, how are we going to do this? Is that the middle of the room? Okay, so I don't know how is best to start off with this, but I think dividing the floor is probably going to be the easiest thing to begin with. Now, annoyingly, I don't actually have the Game Pass that makes the restaurant bigger. I just never ever bought it at the beginning, and yeah, I guess we don't really need it. Like, I'm not too bothered about, like, you know, getting many people in. I just kind of want it to look nice. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to divide the floor down the middle, and then we can actually start designing. So let me go and grab some white tiles. And now we have a perfectly divided building that we can actually start building stuff in. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. I wish this was just like one thick, but unfortunately, if we want like equal sizes, we can't really do it with this floor size. But that's okay, no big deal. So this might change from white, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with it, but each one of these squares is going to be a completely different restaurant theme. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this one, actually. I don't really know which ones we're going to pick. I think we're going to go for... We might go for outdoor. We might go for the red. We might go for the blue. And then we might go for the Sakura style, sort of Japanese. I don't know. Let me play around with it. You know what? This is actually quite the challenge. This is a lot more tricky than I was thinking, just because you've got such a small amount of space to work with. So yeah, it does kind of... it kind of just sort of keeps you a little bit tested here, actually. This is quite a nice little challenge. If you're looking for something to do in my restaurant, then this is a fun way of trying something a little bit different. But yeah, here we go. So this is kind of roughly the kind of pattern that I wanted to go with. And basically we have like a selection of different seat sizes. So we've got 2s, we've got 4s, and we've got singles. All the different types of seat size. We have our red roses. We have our usual decoration that we did in floor 2. But this time around, it is on our next floor. So we need something completely different now to like contrast with the next stage. And I'm thinking we might go green. Let's go outdoors. Okay, so next one with the green, even harder than the last one to do, just because of like the such small amount of space. But what I've done is I've basically tried to sort of redo what we did on that floor, but make it look slightly different, just because we haven't got quite enough space. But I've used the same kind of furniture. I actually think these look the closest that we've got to kind of like picnic tables, and especially if you use the bar stool instead of the chair. I think it takes up way less space, it doesn't look as cluttered, and it looks a bit more like outdoor. I've tried to recreate the pond, and I've put the dirt around the edge with the blue for the water, and then I've put this plant here in the middle as kind of like a centerpiece, which is hopefully gonna, you know, just sort of look like it's coming out of the water. But yeah, very, very difficult to fit all of the flowers and stuff that I would actually really, really like in here, just because of such limited space. Is there anything else? See, once again, we use chandelier on this floor, so we should remain like faithful to that. So let's put another chandelier there. We've got 2 chandeliers now next to each other, which is a bit of a shame, but actually I kind of want that a little bit over on the other side. But yeah, we might as well try and stick with what we did initially. So, okay, I've messed that up. About there, maybe? Okay, I think that'll do. So yeah, this is our wildlife area. I kind of want to... should I... is that overkill? No, you know what? We're going to put some flowers there. Why not? Let's put 2. Yeah, all right, that'll do. Okay, that's 2. Okay, so we have the third area, which is like our dark, sort of with the golds and the blues and the blacks. So I'm not... out of all of them, I'm probably not as happy with this one as the other ones. Just because it's really difficult to do the shape that I actually did. Like, there's just not enough space, really. So I've tried to be as faithful as I could with, like, the white in the center. But I think it still looks okay. It looks nice and slick and sort of, you know, clean. It's not, like, super busy or anything, but we just don't really have the space. So we've done red, green, black. We could either go sand, Sakura, really pink, or... what else could we do? I think we got some other floors. Oh, we could do like a diner. We're seeing we've already got red. We've got beige. We've got blue. We should use... I think we're going to have to go with the pink. So the Sakura style is just like the most contrasting. And then technically, we've actually used each different type of color scheme for all of the furniture that's currently available. So, I mean, we've not used any of the bench pieces or anything like that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like... you know, this shouldn't be too bad. So let's put a few of those trees in. Let's get the tables facing the right way. Boom, boom, boom. And then all we need to do is just see what kind of lighting and stuff we use. So we use these modern lamps. Okay. I guess if we stick a couple of modern lamps in, there we go. So, yeah, I think, you know what? I think we might be done. So this, I don't actually like this white bit in the middle. I kind of feel like, 1, it's a bit of a wasted space, and 2, I think the white is too bright. So we might reconsider what we want to do with that at some point. Have a little bit of a mess around with it. I think the white is just a bit too much. Technically, ooh, Yeah, we can do it like this. Dude, that looks so much better. Okay, I'm happy with that. So yeah, I basically just replaced them with one either side of what the floor is actually made out of. And now we have a proper 4x4, 4 different styles, all on one floor. And you know what? I am much happy with that. Yeah, there we go. So technically, we could actually move some stuff over a little bit. We could, maybe have an extra table and stuff, especially, I know on the Sakura side here, we could have like a few bits and pieces extra. But you know what? I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, this was just a really, really nice idea. I think this is perfect if you have a floor and you just want to do something a little bit different with it. I think it's a really, really cool idea. So thank you so much for showing me it. And yeah, look at this. Here we go. So this is our official floor number 9, which is basically like a contrast floor of 4 different styles all on one. I think it looks pretty cool. Nice. Well, yeah, there we have it. So unfortunately, I think that's probably about it for this episode. So of course, when the next update comes out, which hopefully will be in a few days' time, we'll jump in, we'll check all of the cool stuff out, we'll try and find some limiteds and buy them and whatever. And yeah, that should be really fun. So if you did enjoy this, please remember to poke me in that like button. If you are not yet subscribed, go for it, because we do Roblox done fun. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It's been such a pleasure. As always, thanks. And see ya.